industry has tried to abandon West Coast hip-hop and dismiss its influence. West Coast hip-hop is influential all through, you know, through hip-hop, even to the top tier, all the way to the underground. You know, West Coast, you know, people are still doing West Coast music. I don't care where you're from, you know, it still originated right here on the West Coast when it comes to hardcore, gangster, you know, going a little over the line, you know, that's still our style. So, you know, people pay homage no matter if they recognize it or not. But, you know, I'm here to make the world recognize that the West Coast is always influential in hip-hop.
And you're a large part of that influence. I know that there, you know, earlier in the year was a whole lot of rift between new West and old West, and at the end of the day, does it really matter to you? Like, is there really just one West, and if there is a division, what's the divide?
To me, it's just one West. You know, I don't think we've ever divided ourselves from the Bay or divided ourselves from any other state. And, you know, I don't think we should divide ourselves generational either. You know what I mean? I think it's one West Coast, just like on the East. You know what I mean? It starts, you know, all the way back with Africa Bambaataa and you know, all the way to Jay-Z and anybody new coming after that. You know what I mean? It's a current thread, a strand that goes through it, and the same thing on the West Coast. So, but you know, people want to separate. That's cool. Separate, you know, what was done in the past or what's done now. You know what I mean? That's new artist prerogative, man. You know, it's their time. You know what I mean? New artists, hip hop is in the hands of the youth right now, as it always is. So they want to call themselves the new West Coast. To me, you're leaving a whole lot of history behind that can help you. But you know, whatever.
Well, you know, kids, you know, the younger generation of hip-hop, you know, with the whole jerkin movement and, you know, the young people definitely have their own movement. How do you see them fitting into the scheme of, you know, what is deemed hip-hop?
What they doing is just as much a hip-hop as what we was doing. You know, hip-hop is a ever-evolving thing. You know, you can't just label what you're doing as the real and what they doing as whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? It's like what hip hop will weed out the weak, so to speak, and only the strong will survive. So
this is true.
You know, even if somebody got a one-hit song that you might not like, it's really up to the hip hop nation whether a person can make a career out of that.
If you could pick a reunion, would you pick an NWA reunion or a Westside Connect reunion to do?
NWA reunion. Because NWA to me means more to the world than the Westside Connection. NWA was a group that changed pop culture in a lot of ways. So, you know, that's the reunion.
Okay, cool. Any regrets?
Any regrets?
Mm-hmm.
The only regret, you know, you should regret what you don't do, not what you do.
I'm with that. Okay, and last thing, top 5 hip-hop albums of all time.
Top 5 hip-hop albums of all time. Raising Hell by Run DMC. Takes the Nation of Millions to hold us back. Straight Outta Compton. After that, I'll say, you know, you got to give it up to Ready to Die, and you got to give it up to All Eyes on Me.
Fabulous.